Hi everyone, Joellen here, and welcome to Washed in Watercolor. Tulips have been prized throughout history, and it's no wonder. Their colors are vibrant, their petals delicate, and they're a beautiful sight after a long winter. And so they are my inspiration for today's video. I'll start with a basic drawing of simple elliptical shapes before refining them. I want my drawing to have clean lines and be more technical rather than sketchy. Once I'm happy with my drawing, I use my PBO drawing gum to mask out all of the outer edges. For this task, I'm using a color shaper. The colors I'll be using for today's painting include Winsor Lemon, Quinacridone Gold, Winsor Orange Red Shade, Winsor Red, Quinacridone Magenta, Perylene Maroon, Cobalt Turquoise, Winsor Blue Green Shade, Sap Green, Perylene Green, and Neutral Tint. My brushes include a Princeton Quill No. 4, 2 Rosemary Pointed Rounds, a Princeton Script Brush, and a Princeton 1/4 inch flat brush for softening edges. I prepare my colors, which include Winsor Lemon, Neutral Tint, and Winsor Violet, and then using clean water, I wet the entire background. I drop in the paint and then I tilt my paper back and forth to help spread the paint evenly. When I'm happy with how my wash looks, I dry my painting. Then using a rubber cement pickup, I remove all of my masking from around the edges. I paint in any little holes I may have missed. Using my Winsor Lemon, I paint a light wash over the flowers, including the stems. I then dry my paper completely. I clean out my palette and then I prepare some Winsor Red, Winsor Orange red shade. I use a light wash of yellow over just one petal and then I drop in the other colors. I add a touch of Perylene Maroon to the bottom and left-hand side of the petal. Use my brush to move the paint around. Next, using my red, I fill in some of the crevices. I then paint the petal to the left, adding in a little bit of sap green at the bottom. Then I paint the petal on the far right. I keep my washes very light and watery for the lighter areas. I repeat the same process for the flower on the left. In a similar fashion, but with the addition of sap green and perylene green, I paint the buds. I'm happy with the flowers and the buds, so next I'll paint the stems using lemon yellow, sap green, and perylene green. Now it's time to paint the leaves. I begin with the leaves on the left using perylene green to paint the darkest ones. I want to have a variety of greens, so for the areas where the leaves are a bluer green, I'll add some cobalt turquoise, and to areas where maybe they're a little bit browner, I'll add some red, and in areas where they're warmer, I'll add some yellow or some orange. I'm really happy with how the leaves turned out, so next I'll add a few extra touches to the flowers and buds. I hope you enjoyed watching my painting unfold and maybe painted along. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.